What's up, guys? You have Miles Ritchie and Cole Sanders here from your local friendly neighborhood comic shop, Crush Comics, and we just saw
Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. It's a really good time. We know that this one is going to be a little bit heavier on people's heart, but it is a fun time and it's a great installment to kick off the last bit of Phase 4.
It was the last movie of Phase 4, and I think they ended it on a high note. Come check it out, please.
Right
Support
here
the
at the
Chabot.
Chabot.
Absolutely.
I was like kind of blown away because this movie had a lot. I don't know if working against it is the right word, but a lot they had to deal with is real world concerns that affect this production, not only with the loss of Chadwick Boseman, but COVID and everything else. But seeing how well they put this together to be a good send off for T'Challa's character, while also letting everybody else that was more supporting role in Black Panther come to the forefront and all get their own arcs. I think, I was just surprised by how well they were able to handle not so much working around that, but working through it and kind of like letting the audience and the characters do that as well.
I was worried. I was very, not skeptical, but like, what a challenge! Like that's something so big to overcome. It made me wonder if the project was even if it was worth saving. But they went there, and I mean, hats off to Ryan Coogler, dude. He really did an excellent job.
He came with a A game on this one.
He talked about this was just a big epic that he just wanted to make to highlight all the other beautiful characters of Wakanda, and I think he did an excellent job. I think everyone is incredible.
Is this the first Marvel movie that doesn't have a proper villain? Because Namor's definitely an antagonist, and Shuri's our protagonist, but
I kept expecting it to be a Tuma, and that's partially just some of the merchandise just has him looking like a side villain. He's a villain in the comics. But no, I mean, totally understandable reasons on both sides, which I think we were worried they were just going to kind of be like, hey, land people fight sea people for the plot. But I think they gave him a really, come on, you know what I want to get to. Cole is the biggest Aquaman fan in the world.
That's true.
And I need to know.
The card-carrying biggest Aquaman fan, and I am also the card-carrying biggest Namor hater. So, well, I want to say this though, as somebody that's like half of his personality is hating on Namor. They gave my boy his shots. They gave him a character. They gave him an arc. He got to do his thing of showing up and punching people and throwing things around, which is Namor's favorite thing to do. But he had like actual emotions other than anger, and he thought through his actions. He actually cared about his people. His people had a really fair reason to be angry, even despite all that. Namor in the comics would never think of yielding. He would have stabbed himself before he would have gave up the fight. So I must say I did get I got a lot of joy seeing those rings whipped off. That was a good time.
So part of, first of all, Mutant, we got the word. We've heard it in a TV show recently, but this is the big screen debut of the word. Is part of his mutation being able to grow those back, or is he forever flying like Nemo?
He will grow those back. He'll be okay. There was actually a comic in the mid-2000s during Civil War where Namor was stirring up some stuff, and he got his wings ripped off by Venom. He bounces back. He'll be all right.
Good.
There's a couple of milestones. Marvel's first mutant got his on-screen debut, but that's also Marvel's first superhero if you really think about it. So Namor coming to the screen is kind of in a weird way bringing things full circle.
I think they did it justice. I love this ancient Mayan civilization take on it too. How fresh. It really set itself aside from so many depictions of Atlantis that we've seen in movies and we'll be seeing. We have Little Mermaid coming up. We have an Aquaman 2 coming up, and we know what that world looks like. But this one just felt so unique, very Kirby-esque in the architecture. I loved it. It was a very cool looking city.
Yeah, and that's also a big departure from the comics. In the comics, his name's Namor McKenzie. He's half Irish, and all of the culture that they imbued into it was an original choice. I think actually worked really, really well I'm gonna start hitting this. I don't know.
Really? Yeah.
You know, that was kind of clean. Yeah, I think there's some. I wanted them to do this into this, but that might have been a little too.
That's in the next movie when they combine them.
We got a good laugh out of seeing Namor be like, "Everybody stand down." He's standing there with a bleeding ankle and all these scratch marks. They're like, "Dang, he just got beat."
You know, he just got beat. His people are like, yeah.
That's like our God. We gotta stand down.
You got, and it was very quiet in the theater, so you got a very funny reaction to when he just simply said, "I need water," and he was like, "Ah!"
Well, that's a weakness that's plagued Namor and Aquaman for so long. If they would have put that in the Aquaman movie, I might have cried. But in this, I had to get
Maybe Jason Momoa, I need water.
I need water.
I need vodka.
But yeah, no, there was a lot of cool stuff that they were bringing in from the comics. The Midnight, I can't remember what
Midnight Angels?
Midnight Angel, yeah. That costume.
More recent.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's supposed to be the comic book design for the Dora Milaje, or if that suit.
I looked it up. It's a recent design for them, and they do have the blue, almost battle droid shaped faces and the eyes. Super cool. They're going for the Oscar again, bro. Whoever designs these outfits, they're gonna do it again. They won back in 2018 for just the gorgeous costuming, and they're gonna do it again. Because damn it, everyone in this movie looks so cool.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
They never lacked on that. But yeah, no, I was just I don't even know if surprise is the right word.
We're getting a Riri. Don't worry about Riri.
Williams. Yo,
I'm so excited.
what a fun integration there. Of all we've been getting like a new wave of superheroes coming in this new phase with Kate Bishop, America Chavez, and Doctor Strange. And I think Riri was my favorite of this new generation of heroes that's coming in. She just kind of felt like her personality was fully formed. She was really fun to see. I like both designs of the suit that they gave her. And yeah, I think the Ironheart show they were going to make is now going to be developed into a film, and I feel like that's
Armor Wars will be a film.
Armor Wars is going to be a film. Oh, well, I mean, I don't want to misinform the people. Never mind.
No, they're gonna
watch Ironheart on Disney Plus.
I'm curious, what are her ties to, if any, to Iron Man in the comics? Because they just kind of negated that, and I think that's totally cool. Because not everyone needs to worship Tony Stark.
So I believe it's pretty accurate in the sense that she was a child genius that was making her own things, and then Tony dies, and I know that his consciousness is downloaded into an AI version of himself that kind of serves as like her Friday, so they have the connection through that. I'm not sure if they have a connection from before Iron Man died, but that's just a lack in my reread.
I wonder if that's what they're getting at. That might be far-fetched, but there was a lot of sassing the AI and then kind of being like, hey, come on, it could become sentient one day and be a problem. I don't know, there's a lot of lines about that made me think, like, I wonder if there's anything up with that. But we already know which one, so.
Right.
Maybe Tony.
Who knows, yeah, I mean, it'd be nice to have Robert Downey Jr. sassing Riri Williams. I think that'd be fun. I don't know why that would happen in this MCU that we got set up.
You already sassed Tom Holland enough, bro. No, she's really cool. I think personality-wise, she kind of felt like, of all the newer gen that they're bringing in, she kind of felt Kate Bishop, but in like a more technological, like hyper-smart way. And
it
I
feels
enjoyed
like
her.
her and Kate have been the most capable, because Kate had to figure out some things about her own superhero, but when it came to like defending herself and get into the mix, same way with Riri, like they could stand on their own in that regard, where American Chavez was like kind of being helped along and learning. While we're talking of younger people, I guess
I don't want to talk about it.
What is up with this phase and giving all the superheroes kids, man?
Everyone has a kid right
Everybody's got a kid, and I don't know what they're going for. Maybe we're gonna get like
I don't know. Heimdall had a kid off screen.
Heimdall had a kid off screen. The Hulk had a kid off screen.
Spoilers: Hulk has a kid off screen, and Doctor Strange, I feel like, has somewhat of a kid that
Thor
he's watching.
has a surrogate child now.
Thor has God-powered little girl child now. Everyone gets a kid, and I don't love it. This one I liked because this was more like just they don't have to do anything with it. This was just really kind of a hopeful. I like it. They don't have to do anything. It's just there's T'Challa, there's hope, there's a new generation. He doesn't have to necessarily don the suit. They don't have to do a crazy time jump. Thor's daughter, we can't escape. She's pulling up with her.
I'll take a 6-year-old Black Panther doing flips.
Oh my God! Just running up the walls.
I don't think Black Panther's ever had a sidekick to my knowledge, but you know, it's the first time for everything.
M'Baku leading Wakanda. seemingly.
I mean,
Who needs challenge for it?
are you gonna fight him?
I'm not gonna fight him.
I don't think anybody's fighting him. So it looks good for M'Baku.
That's pretty cool. And I think that's a good compromise because I think for all the development of this film, we kind of wanted M'Baku to maybe take up the Black Panther role. I think this is a good compromise because Shuri proved over this movie that she's actually great in that role. Letitia Wright did a wonderful job. She was
great performances across the board.
but just moving from kind of the sister character into the lead, I think she did a killer job. She handled that really well.
Yeah, it's a credit to the writing too. It's just they really did a good job at, like I was saying, working through the loss of Chadwick and T'Challa, and not just having it be this kind of vestigial thing they had to address, but really allowing that to build up a lot of characters. So.
Very respectful too. I know they already kind of told us a long time ago that we weren't going to do deep fakes or recastings or anything, but there was still part of me like, ooh, they could Egon from Ghostbusters right now if they wanted to.
They didn't need to.
They didn't need
because
to
Michael
at all.
B. Jordan's still here,
Because Michael B.
and he
Jordan.
slid in excellently. You know Ryan when you killed him in the first one because he's in all of his movies. With Bill State,
He's like, you're not getting out of this one.
Yeah, he's like, you think, come on,
Yeah.
bro.
A cool reason too. So I knew ahead of time that he was in the spirit, their spirit realm, but I did not know the context. And I was like, why are we shoehorning him in? And her grappling with what moral decision she's gonna make. Good reason.
Yeah.
That scene was not as I thought it was gonna feel really forced, and it actually made narratively really good sense. I enjoyed it.
Usually we try to get up and talk about things related to comics. We kind of did a little bit, but there are so many departures. It's kind of more of a compare and contrast, at least on the Namor side of things.
Yeah.
He did say Imperious Rex though, and that was for
Good.
That was for all the
I
other
liked
side.
it. I liked everyone squaring up one last time. He put the fists out and he was just like a furious Rex. I'm like, cool. Cool time to say that. And then she cried.
That's like something that always tickles me when he says Imperious Rex, because we don't know what it means. Like, we know what it breaks down to, but we don't know why he says that. And even in this, like, he was dazed, dizzy.
Yeah.
He's just like, all right, Imperious Rex, let's get it going.
Cool fight too. It felt very intimate. It felt kind of like when it came down to Peter at his last straw, and the Goblin just being completely maniacal. It felt like that really raw. We have to punch this out right now. Like I don't know. It felt very intimate with them on that beach. I liked it. They were just throwing hands, and they found peace. And then he pulled up like, hey guys,
Peace
I
through
lost.
violence.
Yeah,
My favorite kind
peace
of
through
peace.
violence. The Marvel way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else.
Yeah.
No Doctor Doom. No, I was kidding.
Oh.
There were rumors for a very long time that Doctor Doom would be in this movie for some reason.
And I
when he
kept
would have done
making the
it.
joke that, of course, his plan was to have the minorities fight each other. So now the world will know Doom.
Yeah.
That's the only
I
thing
mean,
that I
those
was
two
thinking.
fight.
That never made sense to me. Like, yeah, he's gonna have Atlantis and Wakanda punch each other. He's gonna
That'll
rub
show.
hands together in
Yeah.
the back. But yeah,
No, this was really cool. I like that they didn't feel much of a need to branch out to like a trillion references or a trillion setups. It felt very contained, and I enjoyed that. Except for Val. Val just had to be in this for some reason, and I still don't know exactly what they're doing with her.
but even that didn't bother me. I feel like this is when I like the interconnectivity of the MCU best. Like,
She
when
just
somebody's
kind of
like,
casually.
the cop freaks out like, yo, she's got an Iron Man suit. What's going on? You know, like if that feels more real to me than when we got like Infinity Codes, for example, in Thor: Love and Thunder. You know, like by this point they would have settled into the craziness of this world, but there's still gonna be some things to catch you off guard, like Blue People.
This hit the tone also that I feel like a lot of the Phase 4 things missed. This was a great balance of comedy. I did not like. There was no like eye rolling Thor, cartoon Val. There was no confusing laughs. I was just like, oh, everyone's just kind of witty and charming, and that's what's making it funny as it goes, with a good balance of just how serious the stakes were. Yeah, well done, man.
Yeah, very good. It was a good way
That
to
was our
finish
last-
off Phase 4.
Yeah, first phase without an Avengers movie, but this felt so epic in scope that I think it made up for that completely, and we don't need Avengers every time. Yeah. It is late.
Yeah.
That was a long movie.
Where at? I'm sorry, it's bright.
Yes. We're gonna do limited questions.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be the special one. You're holding in your hand the most powerful question. Go for
I
it.
have two short things to say. One, I don't know maybe it should not pull the one out, but maybe it filled in words. Because that does make sense when pulling out. Second is the Ironheart series.
Yeah.
So just so everybody can hear, the two things we had is that we liked how Shuri did pull the spear out, but had to go break it off, go through, and then also that in the Iron Heart show we might get the appearance of the Hood, who is a character unfortunately I'm not too familiar.
The Hood
I'm aware.
it's gonna be cool because it's gonna be kind of a tech versus magic thing. First of all, he has a red hood and a Glock. That's this man's power set. But also magical abilities. Some ties to Mephisto, I believe, which they're gonna address in that show. And I'm excited to see. Riri's awesome. I'm excited to see technology versus magic. I hope that show. Yeah, I hope it's cool. It's next year, I believe. Yeah.
Do we have any other questions?
This is the first time we have the light on us.
Yeah.
Couple observations.
Sure.
First, I don't know if you guys noticed, when they were underwater, they were blue.
Yeah.
Once they came out of the water, they were going, I think that blue is a hypoxic reaction.
Yeah, that's actually the reverse of what happens in the comics. It's similar, but when they're in the water, they're blue, and when they come out, it's the reverse.
Yeah. This made a lot more sense than that ever did in the comics.
I like it too because it also, aside from them needing water every so often, I like that they won't be able to kind of secret invasion us. Like once they are on our world, it is very visually clear that it's them.
Yeah, that is interesting. In the comics, they actually use the fact that what we're talking about is that in the water, they lose that blue pigmentation. When they come out, they gain it. In the comics, it's the opposite. And there's actual situations in the comics where they'll go on kind of like guerrilla missions or undercover missions in a way that they wouldn't be able to in this MCU version, like you're saying. So.
Yeah, no, I think it's cool. We already have an alien race that's about to secretly invade.
That's true.
Catch that next year, Nick Fury.
Yeah, they're pretty good at that, the scrolls.
So this is cool. It's just going to be when they pull up, it is so clearly them, and I'm excited to see where they're needed next. Because right now they're, I think, just going to lay low, have a happy civilization, but through some madness, some Avengers level threat, and we're going to see them called to arms again. It's going to be cool.
Spoiler, they introduced him to in the last episode of She-Hulk.
Yeah.
And after credit, they
Whose fault is that?
introduced it completely.
Yeah, no, it's fascinating. They're going for something here with the introduction of all these. I guess.
What's the other one? Power Pack. We're gonna get Power
I'll actually be down for Power Pack.
Big Hero 6, but live action. Because there's like ritual and tradition, but you could also just pop some flour and start super soldiering yourself.
I mean, I was really, I knew it wasn't gonna happen, but I was hoping Okoye would become the new Black Panther just because she's very much, Wakanda's warrior.
Yeah, 100%. And it broke my heart when she got stripped of her duty. That hurt. I think they should just give every Dora Milaje member a flower. Just soup them up. Why not?
But
Cool introduction to them, by the way, too. Some dudes thought they were going to break into a safe and they were just in there already.
yeah, no, they're good at leading
No,
into
that was
just
tight.
the sheer badassery of the Dora Milaje.
I love it. It always, like from there, because I don't know if you remember all the way back in the Civil War, there's just one, and she steps out on Black Widow, and he's like, as much as I would like to see that. We didn't know back then. Yes.
You will be moved.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a cool unit. This is a really cool corner of the universe. What's up?
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
That's right, she was. Absolutely.
She's the one that does the movie.
No.
She's amazing.
Yeah, it's great.
Excellent. And I think they're going to get a lot more time to shine because they're doing a Wakanda show.
Yeah.
Just set, I think, just the ground level Wakandan civilization.